Hello. Hi, guys. So, I want to thank all of you for being with me tonight. The goal of this conversation is to share your invisible warfare experience as best you can, so that others can get an idea of what the invisible warfare experience is like. Sometimes it's hard to articulate it, but maybe better shared in experiential form, maybe. I don't know. See how. So, um, you guys want to introduce yourselves for fun?
Oh,
Tereleigh, why don't you
sure.
start? Tereleigh,
Okay, I'm Tereleigh. I'm in the car. Wouldn't miss the call.
where are you going?
Or going home from New York City
Nice.
from picking up Grace and Matilda.
This is dedication when you're in the car and on the call. Marisa?
Like I said,
Hi, Marisa from Santa Monica. Well, from New York. From New York. Now in Santa Monica.
Santa Monica via New York.
Yeah, Santa Monica via New York.
Yeah. Tyler.
Hi, I'm Tyler from Galion, Ohio.
And where is that exactly?
Hour and a half south of Cleveland.
All right. So this is part of the crew. We're missing one of us who could be with us tonight. I guess what I want to ask you guys first is where were you in your life when you made the decision to join Invisible Warfare back in December of last year?
well, for me, I was sitting in a lot of judgment of my sister. And I feel like, invisible warfare really helped me work through some stuff there. So post invisible warfare, I'm coming more from a place of understanding.
So what was like the driving force though? What was you were like, yes? What made you say yes to joining the group? Like what was the I want to do this?
Well, I feel like it was going to provide me with another opportunity for growth in a challenging way. Yeah, I mean, I think that I was ready for the growth and the challenge of it, ready to kind of take that on.
And why is growth important to you?
Because if you're not growing, you're dead.
Awesome. Literally.
Well, just like, why not? I just want to continue that on my journey. Continue to grow and better myself. It's important to me.
So Tyler, what about you? I'm gonna unmute you.
I was really at a place of transition. I had left my job in advertising, and I was really grasping at straws on what I wanted to do next. I went to a coaching conference, met Kristen, and I just wanted to have more of your or her influence in my life. I don't know what tense I'm talking in, but
you can talk to me, I think.
And yeah, I just okay. And I saw that you had the face, like that you were starting this group. I didn't know much about it, but I knew that if you were doing it, I wanted to be a part of it. So I kind of went into it sight unseen, and I'm very thankful that I did.
Cool. And Marisa?
I'm on mute. Hi. One, there's not really any ability to say no to you when you are asked to do something by Kristen Kaczynski.
I wish more people felt that way.
And I had been talking to you for a while, both just personally as a friend, and also from a coaching perspective over the years that we've known each other. And when you said that you were doing this, one part of me wanted to really support you and participate because it was something that you felt incredibly passionate about. But I also knew that if you were asking me to do it, you felt that it was something that I needed to do and that I would benefit from. And you were correct. Definitely, it was something that I needed to do and benefit and could benefit from. And it's been an amazing experience so far. Scary, but challenging, and also a commitment to myself to deal with certain things in life, professionally, personally, emotionally, that have been blocking me and not creating a life that I feel is fulfilling enough. And so this has been a great opportunity to just begin to touch upon the stuff that was really blocking me and work through it, and know that it is a process and that it needs to be an ongoing process. And so it's opened me up to doing a lot of other things in addition to invisible warfare. And I would like to just continue to do the work with you and Tereleigh and Tyler and Emily, who I wish was here. But in addition to that, do it independently and continue kind of the path to a more fulfilled life overall.
It's kind of like what Tara was saying, right? Grow or die.
Keep growing or die.
So I guess my next question would be for you guys is, we did this work from December through June. There's Adrian. And, and we've continued to do work together. What would you say was the most profound experience you had in doing this? Like, where are you now? Maybe one thing really specifically, one thing really tangibly, because I think that's the thing that people are always looking for, and sometimes have a hard time understanding. Is like, what am I going to get out of doing this? Like, what do I get? So maybe share a little bit of what somebody might get based on your personal experience, what you got from making this commitment. Because it is a commitment. I mean, it's 6 months. It's not only a commitment to yourself, a commitment to me, it's a commitment to a whole group of people that you're going through the process with. And so, it's not something that people can necessarily take lightly, that it is a commitment, but maybe they're to get something really extraordinary, and so the commitment makes it worthwhile. Who wants to talk about that first? Tyler. Oh, you're here. Sorry. You're unmuted.
I'd say, like, undoubtedly, it's whatever I put in. So it's however much you're willing to put in, like, it pays back dividends. And tangible examples, I'd had that dream for a while to do that video work with Cindy, and it was like a wonderful video project that we got to do together. And if I wouldn't have started it when I did, I would have lost the opportunity, and she would have she would have already been dead. So and then also, even recently, in starting coaching soccer, it just getting out there, it's been a huge transformation for me to go from thinking about things and living in my head to actually facing them head on and doing actionable steps. And I think invisible warfare really helped me take actionable steps towards my dreams and explore them deeper.
That's amazing. Can you talk a little bit more about what the video project? Because I think that's interesting for people to hear about.
Yeah, my mom passed away from ovarian cancer, and about 5 years ago now, and she was the closest person to me in my life. And when I had my son a couple years ago, I couldn't help but think that I would really want to hear what she had to say about that. So that gave me the idea to like work with people who have terminally ill diseases to record videos with them to give to their specifically if they have young children, to give to their children at specific moments in their lives. So for their 16th birthday, 18th birthday, graduation, wedding day, when they have their first kid, they'll just get this little box with a flash drive in it of their parent talking to them about that occasion. So we did about 50 different moments for. She had one son. Cindy was the woman, and she has one son, Colin. So we made about 50 different boxes for Colin throughout his life that he'll be able to get now. So.
How amazing.
Yeah.
So I think what's cool about that too is that doing the invisible warfare work got you to say yes to that and take that action and like take the dream out of your head and into actually something. But the most amazing thing about it is that like a family got to really benefit from that, and hopefully many families will get to benefit from that, and that you'll continue to do the work.
Yeah, I really hope so.
It's awesome. Thank you. Anything else?
No, not right now. I'm set.
Okay. Marisa.
I think one thing that I thought was profound, at least for me in terms of doing this, is realizing how guarded I actually am in terms of sharing kind of intimate details about myself or feelings that I have or doubts or fears or anything like that. And that it was great to be in a forum that created such a safety environment to be able to just share and also be open to listening and really dedicating my mind to being present for other people in a real way, like not in a sitting on a conference call and multitasking, but, you know, being a part of a group that is so willing to share that it provided an opportunity for me to be able to and willing to and wanting to share. And that's I think a big part of what I do need to work on above and beyond, like finding what I want to do next in my encore career and all of that kind of superficial stuff, is also opening myself up to being more intimate with others, with myself, but also with others. And so that has been a important and profound thing for me, because I would like to have more intimate and meaningful relationships around me, having worked in a business that is just not a part of the community. You have to be very guarded all the time. And I don't want to be. So this was great for that reason.
Part of me wants to go into coaching mode, but I'm not going to right
now. Do it. I got it last night. I can't be in the coaching mode.
So that's cool, right? So one of the things that this work did for you was to show you how to connect more intimately with people.
Yeah.
And share yourself. That's amazing. And maybe it's something you couldn't even realize that you didn't know.
I had no idea. I had no idea that was actually one of the big things that I needed to start to do, because I think that also is leading to being intimate with myself, which then means I could be more mindful of my own intuition.
Yeah.
Which is a big thing that I feel I've suppressed, having to be on guard in, all the time, and being in a world that you can't really trust anybody, and you have to, be not like a defensive person, but on the defensive and the offensive all the time. So it's like it's a relearning of how to be present in the world.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah,
I do believe that like our part of the human condition is really about, like, at least in my human condition, is about connecting deeply with others. Like if I'm not connecting with people, I don't feel like I'm alive.
I know. And
And we don't necessarily live in a world that always supports that.
right.
So how cool to be in a space where we get to practice doing that. And I'm so grateful for you guys that I get to do that with you. Like, I created the community, but I get to be part of the community too, which is so amazing.
And I also love that I actually got to meet Tereleigh in person, because we only see each other like on this Zoom, and it was great to be able to have that.
Yeah, physical connection.
Yeah, the physical connection.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah. Cool. Anything else?
That's all.
Thank you. Tereleigh.
This isn't too jarring. Is this okay? I feel like I'm moving all over the place and it might be a little bit
No,
disconcerting. Okay. So mine was realizing my part that I play in any kind of relationship, and that the what somebody when somebody else triggers something in me, taking that as an opportunity to look in and see what it is or why that is triggering me. And then coming, again, working through things and coming to a place of forgiveness, of myself, and forgiveness of the other, whatever I might think that they may or may not have done.
What's the upshot to understanding, like, that when someone's triggering you? Like, what do you get out of that?
Well, it's a I'm not sure. Ask me again.
Well, what do you get out of understanding that? Like, understanding why they're triggering you, or like having a way to process through that stuff. Like, really, first of all, being conscious of it. That's a big, huge thing, right? The consciousness of it. Like, oh, I actually recognize I'm actually, I've been, I'm triggered by something that happened, or someone said something, or whatever it was. And then the ability to actually, instead of sitting in the shit of it, to have a tool to actually process it. Like, what does that get you that you didn't have before?
Well, if you don't have that, you don't have that tool, then you sit stewing, and you sit stewing in the feeling as opposed to processing the feeling and getting through on the other side. There's just a release of emotion, and realizing why, when you go and you process and you realize, okay, this is why I was triggered. That time travel type of idea. What is it in my past that makes this, what has in my past has made this trigger me? Like, it's not about the spilt milk. There's always something a little bit deeper. And that's what this is. This is what it's been able to do for me, kind of tap into why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling. And once you do that, then you come to, again, the place of understanding of the other person and of yourself.
Yeah. And what we learn is that it's always about us, not the other person. But you really get to learn that, because when you get to the present, you're like, oh, we start owning our thoughts and our feelings and our beliefs and all that stuff. It's like, oh, this is I have a choice in here. We don't always know that, but we get to learn. And the processing is that we can see that, like, the clarity can come to us. Also, would you just talk a little bit about what happened with you and your business, like almost instantaneously when you started the Invisible Warfare? Because that's a real, I don't know, there's a gem in there.
Yeah. So it always makes me laugh when I tell the story. So one of the first things you asked us was, what would be your goal for at the end of the program? And I said, that my goal would be to be selling my bags and have 3 people working for me. And then we were supposed to write it down in our group on Facebook. And so I just wrote down selling my bags, and you totally called me out on it and said, you said something else. So anyway, I forget the date that we started
I think it was
the program.
December 2nd.
It was December 2nd, really?
Yeah.
Well, so it was before the program started. I thought to myself, well, if I'm going to achieve that goal at the end, I better get started and do something. So I did the Instagram. It's created the Instagram. And I didn't even know like what a hashtag was. So I started the Instagram, and on the 3rd, somebody reached out to me and asked me if I did wholesale for my bags. So within, 2 weeks, I don't know, 40 of my bags were in the store. So that was pretty incredible.
Amazing.
And it's just grown from there. And I just was telling somebody that, so we're coming up on that being a year. And so my next goal is to have a website set up by the beginning of December, because then that will have been a year.
Mm. So there's a correlation sometimes when we start doing this emotional work, it can translate into our business, right? Because a lot of times people are like, I do a lot of business coaching. So, people are like, well, what's the relationship? Maybe I don't do a great job of explaining what that is, but this is a perfect example. It's like we start working on ourselves, and suddenly the opportunities present themselves. Suddenly we're able to take the action that we've been having in our heads, that we hadn't. Suddenly, like what happened to me when I was doing this work, when it was first introduced to me by Mona Miller. Oh, I'll have to give a plug for the book by Mona. That's the book that we study. I was an executive at Paramount, and I was really struggling with my relationships at work and how I felt in that job. And I got to learn to be super powerful and show up like in an amazing way. But it was by using the tools that allowed me to do that. And it turned into a number of promotions and opportunities at Paramount. And yeah, cool. Thank you.
Well, I think that also too, what the work does is it makes you, it like you kind of just said, it made me feel more confident and more willing to take the risk. Because if I can take on the challenge of doing this work, then it just seems like everything else pales in comparison. Like I can do this.
Yeah.
And then you add the community. I think Marisa was talking about that you add the community of us as a group, and you have this little support system. So you've got 4 more people in your corner rooting for you that know you intimately, and you know them intimately. And so there is that connection. And the more you have that connection with the other people and they're rooting for you, the more risk you're willing to take.
Yeah. Thanks. So, I guess I want to wrap it up because I don't want to make it too long here. So, God forbid. God forbid we go too long and take up too much space. So, what would you tell somebody, maybe just in a few words, if they asked you, like, oh, do you think that I should do this? Like, should I make this investment of time and money and energy into invisible warfare? Like maybe in 3 words, or I don't know, a sentence. Like, what would you tell them? I'll go with Marisa first.
Oh, geez. I mean, I've told a handful of our friends to do this who, are afraid to do it. And I was like, I'm the biggest like person that would never do like anything like this before. And I would just emphasize how beneficial I thought it has been, I think it has been for me. And if I could jump on the bandwagon and find a benefit in it, then I think anybody can, because I just have not, I'm not that person that I don't do this kind of thing. And I think we all feel blocked in some capacity. And the only way to get through those blocks is to do the work. And the work starts with your commitment to yourself to make the change. And so if you want to make the change, then you do it. You don't talk about doing it. And so I think for me personally, it was, I wanted to make the change bad enough that I committed to doing the work, and it's only created a more enriched kind of view in terms of my overall mental well-being is in a better place because I'm doing this. Though I haven't achieved everything I want to achieve. I can't even remember what I said in the
6
beginning.
months.
It was probably like, oh, I want like all the answers for my career. And what I realized is this has nothing to do with my career. So I don't know, like that's a long way to say that if you believe that you are worth anything that you dream of wanting, then you've got to do the work to do it. And this is a great place to start.
Awesome. Thanks. Tereleigh.
I'm going to sum it up as just do it. Do it.
Someone said that somewhere along the way, didn't they?
Somewhere. Yeah, they said just do it.
Cool. Thanks. And Tyler?
I don't have down to 3 words. I believe in yourself and believe in your dreams. You're worth it.
Awesome. And it's interesting because we got Emily blowing up the phone now. She wants in on this. I can't get enough of each other. Any parting words that you want to share? Did anyone not get to say what they wanted to say, or anything else? I think we did that. Okay.
I think that
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think that you create a great group experience. Like, I think that we take it for granted a little bit about how close we've all gotten, but like you really held that space for 6 months, and we really got close because of it and really care about each other because of it. So thank you for that.
Well, thank you.
Thing?
Yes.
Oh, another thing that just about you in particular that I thought in the beginning was, oh, that's interesting, because I so want to chime in all the time with my own personal like philosophies and or opinions. And out of the gate, you said, this is not a place for you to act as the therapist for the rest of the people here, which was really, I didn't understand it in the beginning, but now I understand why, because it wasn't about us assessing each other. It was about just creating a space where we could share and not have the potential to be judged or questioned or psychoanalyzed by people that are on an equal playing field. So I never felt like I was being judged. Like I never felt like in fear of saying anything and have Tyler chime in like, that's just crazy. Even though, or you're taking too long to get it out. Like, so that was I thought a really beneficial way to create a space, a safe environment.
Yeah, I think sometimes we think that people need to be fixed, and actually what we find out is that they don't.
Yeah.
No fixing is necessary.
Yeah.
And that we all have this ability. I think this is the beauty of invisible warfare, because it reminds us, and coaching can be like this in general, if coached well. We have all the answers inside of us. The question is, are we willing to dive in and find them? And, we all have this infinite wisdom and ability to connect with the collective consciousness and our history and all of that to know exactly what we need. And it's just holding that space to get curious enough to figure that out. I love you guys. Oh, Tereleigh wants to say one more thing. Yes.
So I was thinking about this whole meeting, and it's interesting that you just said what you said, because I was thinking about how this invisible warfare was like another tool in my toolbox.
Mm.
And I thought, you have tools that are in there that might just be, I don't know, a screwdriver. But I feel like invisible warfare is the saw that's in the toolbox, because, you get to get in there, get inside yourself with this tool in a very quick, efficient way. Oh,
I think it's interesting that you say that, because what we often caught it when we did the work with Mona, who wrote the book Invisible Warfare. We likened the work that she did with us to open heart surgery. I
interesting.
think they kind of do that. They do saw you
Wow.
surgery.
Yeah.
That you said that, because
Uh-huh.
it's deep work.
It is.
Yeah. It's not just on the surface tinkering.
Mm-mm. Yeah. It's a powerful tool.
Yeah.
In my toolbox.
Thank you. All right, guys. Love you. Thanks for being.
Love you.
I'll see you on
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, bye. Bye.